Hey guys, have you heard about the growth of Bitcoin mining in Texas? Despite concerns over bankruptcies and worries about electric power consumption, the industry has seen a significant rise in miners' power demands. According to Lee Bratcher, the president of the Texas Blockchain Council, Bitcoin miners currently consume about 2,100 megawatts of the state's power supplies, which is a 75% increase from the previous year and nearly triple the power usage of the prior 12 months. While some states are imposing bans on cryptocurrency mining that runs on fossil fuel-generated power, Texas is offering tax incentives to attract miners. And it's no wonder why. The state has abundant wind and solar power that could supply about 39% of ERCOT's energy needs in 2023. In fact, some counties in Texas have been actively courting Bitcoin miners with attractive tax incentives. This growth in Bitcoin mining, however, has raised concerns over the state's power grid, especially after the severe winter storm that caused a blackout and resulted in the deaths of about 250 people. The prospect of higher crypto demand has some experts worried that it could put a strain on the grid, particularly if all the planned mining projects connect to the system in the timelines they're looking at. Despite these concerns, the growth in Bitcoin mining in Texas is still a remarkable feat, especially considering the recent bankruptcies in the industry and new federal regulations, such as the proposed 30% tax on electricity usage for digital mining. It will be interesting to see how Texas and other states continue to navigate the growing demands of the cryptocurrency industry while maintaining the stability of their power grids. Texas has been known for its relatively crypto-friendly environment, with a number of crypto-related businesses and initiatives taking root in the state. In addition to Bitcoin mining, Texas has also been home to crypto exchanges, digital asset custodians, and other crypto-related startups. The state's favorable regulatory environment, coupled with its abundant renewable energy sources, has made it an attractive destination for crypto companies and entrepreneurs. Some have even compared Texas to a digital asset Silicon Valley, due to its growing crypto ecosystem. Furthermore, Texas Governor Greg Abbott recently signed into law a bill that recognizes virtual currencies and other digital assets under commercial law, providing legal clarity and certainty for businesses operating in the crypto space. This move further cements Texas's position as a leader in the crypto industry. Yes, that's correct. Bitcoin miners are attracted to Texas due to its renewable energy sources, particularly wind and solar power. In fact, wind and solar power could supply about 39% of ERCOT's energy needs in 2023, making it a highly attractive location for Bitcoin mining. Additionally, some counties in Texas have even offered tax incentives to Bitcoin miners, further solidifying the state's status as a hub for cryptocurrency mining. But while the growth of Bitcoin mining in Texas is impressive, it also raises concerns about the state's power grid and its ability to handle the increasing demand for electricity. The state faced a major blackout during a winter storm earlier this year, which exposed the fragility of its power grid. The prospect of higher crypto demand has raised concerns among experts that the grid may not be able to handle the load. The energy consumption of Bitcoin mining is significant, with U.S. Bitcoin Corp's McCamey, Texas site consuming 173,000 megawatt-hours of power last month. To put that in perspective, the average American home uses about 10 megawatt-hours in a year. However, it's important to consider the energy consumption of traditional banking as well, which includes not only the power usage of buildings, but also the energy consumed by transportation, salaries, ATMs, and point-of-sale transactions in stores. While it's difficult to make an exact comparison, it's clear that all industries have an energy footprint, and it's up to us to find ways to reduce our energy consumption across the board. Some speculate that other states may follow New York in imposing a ban on some cryptocurrency mining that runs on fossil fuel-generated power. There may be increased pressure on Bitcoin miners to reduce their energy consumption and use more renewable energy sources. The future of Bitcoin mining in Texas and its potential impact on the power grid remain uncertain. YouTube monologue part of longer video. These speculations are certainly plausible given the growing concerns over energy consumption and climate change. However, it remains to be seen how quickly and effectively these measures will be implemented. The Bitcoin mining industry is constantly evolving, and it is possible that miners will find new and innovative ways to reduce their energy consumption or develop more efficient hardware. Additionally, as renewable energy sources become more widespread and cost-effective, it may become increasingly viable for Bitcoin miners to switch to these sources. Overall, the future of Bitcoin mining and its impact on the power grid is likely to be influenced by a variety of factors, including technological advancements, government regulations, and changing market conditions. Some critics argue that the banking system and military-industrial complex are threatened by the emergence of decentralized digital assets, which could potentially undermine their monopolies over the global financial system. 2. Regulations as attempts to maintain monopolies. According to these critics, regulations on digital assets may be seen as attempts by the banking system and military-industrial complex to maintain their control over the global financial system. By regulating digital assets, they can control how much money is printed and maintain their monopoly over the global financial system. 3. Decentralized digital assets as a counterforce. Decentralized digital assets like Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are seen by some as a counterforce to the banking system and military-industrial complex. By providing a decentralized and transparent alternative to traditional financial systems, digital assets can potentially disrupt the existing power structures in the financial industry and provide greater financial freedom to users. Some argue that regulations on digital assets may stifle innovation and growth in the industry, and could ultimately benefit larger financial institutions at the expense of smaller, decentralized players. As such, they advocate for a more open and decentralized financial system that is not controlled by centralized institutions. Additionally, critics argue that regulations may be used to favor larger, established institutions over smaller and innovative ones. This could be seen as a way for the banking system and military-industrial complex to maintain their monopolies by shutting out competition and limiting the growth potential of decentralized digital assets. Some also argue that the regulation of digital assets may be used as a means of surveillance and control by these institutions. By requiring increased transparency and reporting, the banking system and military-industrial complex may be able to monitor and track transactions on the blockchain, potentially infringing on privacy and individual freedoms. Critics also point out that these institutions have a history of using regulations to their advantage. For example, some argue that the regulations implemented after the 2008 financial crisis primarily benefited large banks and financial institutions at the expense of smaller ones and consumers. Overall, these critics argue that the regulation of digital assets may be seen as an attempt by the banking system and military-industrial complex to maintain their monopolies over the global financial system and limit the growth potential of decentralized digital assets. Furthermore, proponents of decentralized digital assets argue that they offer a level of transparency and security that traditional financial systems cannot provide. Transactions are recorded on a public ledger that cannot be altered, providing a high level of transparency and accountability. Decentralized digital assets also provide greater privacy and security for users, as they are not subject to the same level of surveillance and potential data breaches as centralized financial systems. Moreover, decentralized digital assets can offer financial services to individuals who may be excluded or underserved by traditional financial systems. For example, individuals in countries with unstable currencies or weak financial infrastructure may be able to use digital assets to access global financial markets and protect their assets from inflation. In contrast, some argue that digital assets are not yet mature enough to provide a reliable alternative to traditional financial systems. They point to the volatility of cryptocurrency markets, as well as concerns around security and fraud. Overall, the debate around regulations and the role of decentralized digital assets in the global financial system is complex and multifaceted. While some see regulations as attempts by centralized institutions to maintain their control over the financial system, others view them as necessary for consumer protection and market stability. The future of digital assets and their impact on the financial industry remain uncertain, and will likely continue to be a topic of debate and discussion.